we are taught a very specific myth about love. We are told that if a relationship is right, it should feel easy. There should be no confusion, no stress, and no friction. Then you actually get into one. Suddenly, you are pulling away for no clear reason, feeling trapped despite genuinely loving the other person, or starting irrational arguments. When this happens, the standard reflex is to assume the connection itself is doomed. If it is this hard, the logic goes, the partnership is failing. Psychology suggests something else. This contradictory messiness signals that the mind's hidden operating system has been engaged. To make sense of our most confusing relationship behaviors, we have to stop looking at the partnership as a single unit. We have to look inward at the mechanical flaws inside our own psychology. Carl Jung argued that human beings are not a single unified self. We are a collection of different parts, desires, and fears. One part wants intimate connection. Another wants absolute freedom. Most of the time, these opposing desires sit quietly in the background. Then someone enters your life, and suddenly these hidden parts wake up. This internal activation leads to behavior that looks erratic from the outside. A person might move closer and cling tightly one day and demand immense space the next. They aren't intentionally sabotaging the partnership. Different internal parts are simply taking turns driving the psyche. The other person becomes a mirror. They reflect back our undiscovered complexities, turning our quiet internal conflicts into visible external relationship problems. This sudden internal conflict creates stress. The mind responds by deploying its regulation system, psychological defenses. We tend to view defensiveness as a flaw, but it is a necessary survival mechanism. Its job is to help us face reality gradually. When emotions feel overwhelming, a defense steps in and says, "Not yet." If vulnerability feels dangerous, we might become emotionally detached. If our feelings become uncomfortable, we start analyzing them instead of experiencing them. This diagram illustrates how these defenses operate. A wall rises to intercept incoming threats, but the system is limited by its design. Defenses are blunt instruments. They cannot selectively filter out only the pain. If you unconsciously numb your fear of rejection, you simultaneously block your capacity to experience intimacy. The mechanisms deployed to protect you from the messiness of love end up suffocating the connection you actually desire. A partner's physical presence constantly triggers these defenses. Daily expectations, differences, and responsibilities keep the regulation system on high alert. Then comes a breakup, an empty chair, or a missed conversation. The external triggers vanish. Without them, the mind's defensive regulation system finally powers down. With the noise gone and the shields lowered, the value of the partnership becomes clear. People realize what they had only after they lose it, because absence removes the daily stressors that occupied their attention. This grief carries another layer. You are often mourning the specific version of yourself that the partner activated, the way you felt creative, understood, or alive when they were in your life. Absence strips away our ability to avoid our emotions. The connection reveals itself, proving it was there the entire time, hidden safely behind our own protective walls. Psychological maturity is not about eliminating these conflicting parts. An integrated person still experiences fear. They still feel the urge to run and the desire to stay. The difference is awareness. Instead of blindly acting out the conflict, they can observe it. They can recognize, part of me wants to connect, and part of me wants to protect myself. Watching both the relationship's trigger and the defensive wall rising beneath the surface creates a buffer. That awareness turns an unconscious reaction into a conscious choice. Relationships reveal us. They function to brutally and beautifully expose parts of our psyche that normally remain hidden. Real freedom is the ability to remain connected to another person without abandoning yourself. That is where real love begins.